Welcome back, everybody, to For the Love of Gaming. My name's Sarah Avium. I'll be hosting for the majority of the day, and I am happy to introduce BalvedaVex, who
Hello.
is going to be playing today Resident Evil 7, Not a Hero DLC. New game, any percentage, easy, with the most beautiful, amazing gloves. Please take it away,
All right.
Balveda.
Thank you. Yes, I am BalvedaVex. This is Resident Evil 7, Not a Hero, the free canonical DLC. And we're doing, like you said, new game. And timer will start basically as soon as we skip this cutscene, as soon as it decides to start. There we go. And start. And we're off. But yes, so this is Resident Evil 7, Not a Hero, as already said. Anyone familiar with the main game, which if you saw Nico's run earlier, basically at the end, Chris and his team are kind of coming in. They're actually looking for the missing Bravo team, as well as they're trying to apprehend Lucas Baker. So this takes place basically immediately after the main game. And we've gotten Chris, or Ethan and Mia to safety, and then Chris and his team have now come back to finish their jobs. And that is where we started. Oh, and the gloves caused me to kind of wiggle around a little bit more than I normally do. That's what just happened there, but yeah, so at first this will look very familiar. It's basically one of the final areas of the main game. After this room is where the path diverges, and then everything from that point on is specific to the DLC. So basically, this is the first of the 3 missing Bravo team members. Then this is the lovely Lucas, letting us know that he is also in the room. And we are playing on Stereo D, so just like with the main game, there's no dismemberment. So normally this guy has a really bad day. He still has a pretty bad day, but gets to keep his head. You'll see some of that censorship throughout the run. There's really only the one spot where we actually save time. It's about a 17-second time save. That's coming up in a few minutes. Other than that, though, you'll see, just like with the main game, there's no dismemberment or anything of that nature. And yeah, so basically just there, Lucas also put a bomb on our wrist, basically to try to deter us from actually chasing after him. But he forgets how very persistent Chris Redfield can actually be. So, rather than going back and having the bomb disarmed, we just carry on. So then when you're playing the game, you also have that as kind of a looming threat throughout the entire run. And so basically right now, with us being just started, the first half of the game is mostly about pathing and collecting items to continue progressing. The game is very back-end heavy, so once we get to the second half of the run, that's when everything kind of like starts picking up, and then it's just non-stop action from that point on. And right now, we're going to pick up an item that'll go there, and then we'll pick up an item that'll go here, and we want to use the second item first. And this one keeps your cursor where it was at in the inventory. So basically, I moved those 2 items and got the cursor where we want it. Basically just to kind of make our lives easier. And then this door is very interesting. This door is actually, you can see I interacted. It's taken a second for it to open. Normally, I would pause and just kind of scroll through the pause screen while we wait for the door. But that's a little bit annoying, so skip it for this because it's the only spot. But it's actually loading this area, so the game just kind of forces you to wait. Mostly a console issue. If you're on a PC that's relatively on the like super slow end, you could potentially get that wait time. But it does run the IGT, so normally on console we just hold a pause there, and then you just kind of wait, and the textures on the door changes. As soon as those textures change, you know it's safe to unpause. We just slip past this guy, and we need this crank. And we just need to come over and grab this gear. And so basically, before we got on the elevator, if you saw to the left, there was a cell. Inside of that cell is the next Bravo team member, and we need this key that we're now lowering to get open, or get into that cell to try to save them. So that is what we're working on now. Oh, got us a little bit, but that's okay. If you interact... Oh. Sorry?
I was about to say, we have some donations whenever we get a chance.
Oh, yes. We are basically just pathing back to that cell down there, so if you have donations, this is a good time to read them off.
Yeah, we actually got three donations in. We got
nice.
a $10 donation from the Final Destination that says, "Let's do this, Chris Glovefield." A $15 donation from Yiddle that reads, "Live, laugh, glove." And a $20 donation from the Narg You Know with no message. Thank you to those donations, and that should, if I could have them check, that should unlock your your reward for eating those bean boozles.
And speaking of, this is a good time to take the first two. I have them basically randomized already and in groups of two. So here's the first two that were redeemed. They look hot. They are hot. I don't think those are the srirachas. They kind of look like the sriracha. They're quite a bit hotter than that. But yes, so this is the other Bravo team member. Oh my god, those are hot. This is where the time
just like this run.
Right? Just power through the heat. So
I believe in you.
There we go.
I believe in you.
Thank you. So basically, we just got that gas mask. If we're not playing in Zero D, he actually loses his head. Then you have to interact with that to actually get the air filter from him. With this being Zero D, his head doesn't get decapitated. So we save about, I think it's about around 17 seconds from that. Now, now that we have the air filter, we can come through here. We're going to be going through a series of tunnels that's filled with toxic mold spores. And that is why we needed the air filter, because if we did not have the air filter, starting right now, our oxygen would start depleting. Once it hits 0, we start losing health, and then you die very quickly at that point. So that molded right there, that is a white molded. They're specific to this DLC. They're basically like the regular molded, except they have regenerative properties to them. So you actually need special ammo to be able to damage them, which is what we are currently on our way to pick up right now. In this room, there's going to be... First, we'll grab the night vision module, which is going to be on this table. And then we don't want to interact with that document. But then we also just grab the ramrods. So we can use the ramrods to actually take out the white molded. Although we will be saving them for the boss fights.
It's a little early for ramrods, don't you think?
Just a bit. Alright. So, we just need to flip 2 of these switches. There we go. That turns on the power, which turns on this elevator, and we just run by these little facehugger type dudes. And that light switch puzzle is very difficult. If only there was a hint somewhere. I don't know how they expected us to figure it out. It was on that door if anyone didn't catch on to that. Oh, so next item we're going to pick up is going to be there because we messed up our inventory a little bit, so I was just getting it back to where it needs to be. So now we just need to make our way back out to the main cavern so that we can go on to the next area. We're just going to tank this damage. We're gonna pop his head. Oh. We need to switch over to our grenades. Now, this is actually probably one of my favorite little strats that we do in the entire run. There are some turrets blocking our path because the game actually wants us to go a different way. But for speedrunning, we just toss a grenade because those 3 turrets will kill you otherwise. Without destroying them, you cannot get past those turrets. So you just kind of turn to the right, throw a grenade, and just keep running. Ooh, those beans, the fire lingers.
Don't forget to hydrate.
Yes, I might have to do that before the end of this, but I'm trying to get through, just to kind of let the heat build up, make things a little more spicy for the marathon. And take out that bomb. Now this next bomb, we can actually just deflect at the last second. That wasn't quite the last second. Normally, if you deflect at the very last second, you won't actually slow down, and you won't take the damage. You'll block the damage, but you won't slow down either. Same thing with that guy. There will be a couple more of those explosive moldeds popping up here and there throughout the run. Usually, we just block at the very last second, and they do nothing to us, and they don't slow us down at all. Then, second one just got us, which is fine. We took a little bit of damage, but we were in a uninterruptible animation, so we just tank the damage. Then, do we have any more fire beams? Because if
No more
so,
fire
okay.
beams at the moment.
So I was going to say, if we do, coming up in a moment, would be another good time for me to do a couple more fire beams if we need to. So if people want to go ahead and donate for that, you got a couple minutes if you want to see me eat a couple more here very shortly. Okay. So now we just need to get through this door with the key that we just picked up. And there's going to be some bombs in this little hallway here. Including the one we almost just walked right into. And now this is the bomb room. This is the room I have the highest probability of dying in. Basically, all of these bombs have the lasers on them. If you hit one of them, the entire room explodes, and it's instant death. So
I'm being
not
told
good.
that there's 2 more beams to be eaten because there was
Oh.
2 claimed before the run from other donations previous
Gotcha.
to this.
Okay. Well, while we wake up our buddy here, cheers. Here are beans 2 and 4. Until immediately, one of them is a jalapeno. That's... I'm not a fan of jalapenos. Alright. Oh, those were hot. So we need these ramrods, and we use the knife, because there's that bomb right there. That switch that we flipped only turns off the lasers. It does not deactivate the bombs. If you shoot one of those bombs, the entire room explodes. So I learned the hard way. You'll want to knife that box. Do not shoot that box. It's very easy to hit that bomb directly behind it. And so that was the last of the Bravo team members. We thought we were going to be able to save them, but turns out not so much. So now we just let Lucas go through his little dialogue. And at the top of this ladder is the only retry in the entire run. If you watch the top left corner of the screen, as we get to the top of the ladder, you're going to see the autosave icon right about there. And we just retry. It saves a few seconds, gets us off of the ladder a little bit faster, and lines us up perfectly with this door. We still ended up being a slightly slow door, but that's okay. Normally you can just run, immediately sprint, and mash the interact button, and the door just flies open, doesn't slow you down at all. Did not quite work out that way. My stomach is very much on fire at the moment. I think it might be starting to distract me a bit. Otherwise, we probably could have gotten the fast tour on that. So now, if you remember where we used the crank, we have to go back to there. There's a final clown door to the left of it that we have to go through. Because the bomb in our arm is now activated, and there's some liquid nitrogen that we need to use to basically deactivate the bomb. Because otherwise, bad times. You don't want that bomb on your arm anymore. And there's gonna be a couple new enemies in here that we're just gonna run right past. We're gonna
get another donation in.
Oh, yes?
Yeah, we've got a $15 bean donation from Yiddle that says, "The spice extends life. The spice expands consciousness. The spice is vital to speedrun travel." Thank you.
Very sage words.
And another $15 donation from Crazy that says, "Bean, bean, bean."
Oh, nice. Well, luckily, that's good timing because, that was not, though. I was supposed to throw that. We shoot you. After this fight, we'll have a very good opportunity for those beans. But basically, we now want all of these shots to go right into Mama Molded's head, except for the very last shot. If you do this correctly, which I think we already botched it just a little bit, yep. Final shot's supposed to go to the leg, and just like the barn fight in the main game, it gives her the fast death animation, which, unfortunately, we did not get, but we did kill her, so we're good. Now that that fight is over, we can knock this out of our way and get to the liquid nitrogen. So we interact with that, and then take a couple more beats. That's 6. 6 beans now.
Nom nom.
Try and just power through.
All the spicy candy for charity. Again, we are raising money for Able Gamers, which is an amazing charity, everyone, that supports people with gaming needs that are different than everybody else, because gaming is for everybody.
Yes. Very, very great. Great cause. Can you tell I'm feeling the fire in my throat a little bit right now? I feel like it's now clearing up, but was definitely very obvious there for a moment. Alright. So this is now going to be the second to last fight of the game. We're basically just waiting for this to extend. There's going to be a door that we have to go through, so we're lined up for the door. I use this as a marker so that we're lined up with this box that's inside, because we need the ramrods inside of it. So as soon as this opens... There it is. Now we're just gonna spam everything in here. Get a little bit of reload going on. Now, there's gonna be molded spawning in, and we basically just have to clear them out as quickly as possible. So, to start, we're gonna throw this grenade, just to kind of soften up these first 3. Basically guarantees that they die in 1 shot each. Which then goes ahead and lets these molded spawn in. This is not necessarily ideal, but I think we're fine. we want to take out you. That should end the first phase. Yes, it did. So now we just get in position for the second phase. Take out you. 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 Now we're gonna have some molded over here. It's gonna be a white molded spawning in to our left. There he is. He was a little bit late, but he got there in the end. And then this crawler should be the last one. Now we're just gonna wait for this molded to break through here. As soon as we kill him, there's gonna be another one that starts spawning in on the floor, so we're just gonna immediately shoot him as well. It's 1, 2. Now I just wait for both of them to explode. And luckily we can't really lose time right now, as long as we get back to the correct grate in time. We just come up here, grab everything. All we actually need are the ramrods, which we got out of the box. That very first box that we broke, but since we're up there, I just grab everything, because might as well. So now, we just listen to Lucas attempting to taunt Chris one final time. And as soon as we're able to, there we go. Start opening up this grate, so that we can drop down into the vent. Which, there we go. Alright. Now, the room we were just in is starting to catch fire, explode, etc. So we need to hurry up and get out of here. So we just path our way to the very end. Pop open this. Michael Bay our way out. And we start...
Explosions.
Yes. The best way to exit any area is just with an explosion going off in the background that you don't even bother looking at. And now we are in the final area of the game. As is kind of tradition in Resident Evil games, through that door to our left, there's some documents with some lore. This is basically the lore dump area of the game. And then this is another loading screen that, again, is basically a console exclusive. Mostly PlayStation, which I am playing on, so I get that loading screen every single time. It can show up on Xbox, but it's a lot more rare on Xbox. But we flip that switch to power this door, which Lucas is behind. So now that the door is open, we just head on into the boss arena. Come over here. All we actually needed are those ramrods and these ramrods. Everything else in here is actually pretty optional to grab, but we can't speed up this dialogue at all. So I always just kind of turn it into a fun little game for myself, just see how much I can pick up before Lucas pops up and shows why we're about to have our hands full.
Ooh, shinies.
Very shiny. Alright. And there's that shot. Now there's just a cutscene that plays out before the final boss fight of the game. So we've caught up to Chris, or Lucas. We are Chris. We've caught up to Lucas, shoot him in the head. Obviously, he is infected by the mold, but he's not actually really under Evie's control, which is kind of made obvious in the main game. But he still has, like, the regenerative properties and such. So very interestingly, as you can see, he's just kind of liquefying. I always make a little joke here that, considering where we are, there has to be, like, a janitor's closet somewhere nearby that probably has a mop bucket. Chris probably could have grabbed that, because since he didn't, as soon as this last bit of the cutscene loads in, you can see Lucas is now up on the ceiling in a little cocoon, which I have many, many questions about, including why Chris just kind of hung out there. But
He's just watching as this all happens, twiddling his thumbs.
right, he's just like, this is very interesting. Let's wait for his iframes. And to the right of us right now, there's like a little platform that Liz is going to be jumping up on. As soon as we finish phase 1, there he goes. So when he was dropping down, we ran beyond him, and then turned around, and we were actually just kind of trying to push him closer to that platform so that he doesn't actually have to walk, and it'll just hop right up there as soon as the first phase is officially over. So now we just need to finish off the second phase. He memes me all the time. This should be... there he goes. Alright, so now we need to rush back over here for the third and final stage. Oh, that's quite unfortunate. Basically, we just completely just lay into him with everything. There he is. So he's gonna go through his death animation, and then the screen will turn black. And that is when we can go ahead and stop the time. Right about now. And there we go. GG. Much faster than I was expecting, honestly. But yeah, so that is Resident Evil 7, Not a Hero. So...
Hey, and I wasn't too far off on my timer button pushing.
No.
By like 3.03
Oh.
milliseconds. Good job on my part.
Oh, yes, very good.
And GG on that. That was awesome. I think that took me like 8 hours to beat, and you did it in 25 minutes.
Yeah, I think first attempt for me, like first playthrough, I think it was about around like 3-4 hours, something like that. The speed run itself is very, very fun. We do not have enough runners on this, so if anyone is interested, highly recommend. It's also free, so if you have the main game, just download it. Give it a try. You'll love it. I promise. But yeah, so that was the run. And yeah, we got to eat some fire beans. By chance, are there any more? Do we have any last second fire beans or...
No last minute fire beans, but
Alright.
if you want to plug your channel, if you want to plug your community, anything like that before we swap on over, because that was such an amazing run. Thank you so much for that.
I guess the only thing I would be wanting to plug at the moment, obviously, I'm on Twitch, BalvedaVex. Otherwise, if you're interested in running Resident Evil 7 at all, the RE7 speedrun community is very amazing. I highly recommend you come check us out. But other than that, thank you very much for having me on. It was a great honor, and I'm very, very happy we were able to help raise money for a great cause. And yeah, so thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that amazing run. Please go get some real food in your stomach.
I think I'm gonna have to.
Yes, please do. And everybody will be right back. Sit tight while we get swapped over for the next run. Because coming up, we've got Piku Niku.
Ooh.